Hi, I am Jordan Jungie, and I have just spent 10 days in Ethiopia. I was brought here because I helped raise money for Q4Kids, which is a project run by Noel Cunningham with the Cunningham Foundation in association with Project Mercy. And I helped raise money, and Noel asked me to come to Africa. And it has been the most amazing 10 days of my life. I couldn't have asked for anything better. I think a lot of people, especially in the United States, feel that Africa is just something that is that other place. It's another continent, and a lot of people ignore it. And it's just this place that's filled with poverty, and it's kind of ignored by the rest of the world. And that used to be me. I used to care about Africa, but I never really understood it. And I think when I came here, the quote that struck me the most was from Blood Diamond. And the guy, it's Leonardo DiCaprio, and he's sitting there and he's like, whatever man, this is TIA, like this is Africa. And it was just this negative connotation, like anything goes here, that it doesn't really matter. But that's not it. There's so much poverty here, it's horrible and it's disgusting and it makes you sick. We were in the capital and just seeing thousands of people living in shacks and people who don't have shoes on, and they're walking around the street, and you stop at a stoplight and beggars come up to you and they just start singing, trying to get some money. And it's horrible, and you don't feel like you could even connect to them. And earlier this week we went to the Mother Teresa orphanage, and we walked into a room where there were a bunch of babies who had HIV, and it was seeing those kids made me cry for a very long time, because here I am, a senior at Creek, and we are just so focused on our future, and I'm applying to colleges, and then I see these kids who don't have a future, and they're just ignored by the rest of the world, and that's not the way it should be, because we're all the same, and that we can help them. And if you could just help them and give up a couple dollars and make their lives a little bit better. No, you can't take away their disease, but you can help them a little bit. And I was filled with a lot of sadness and a lot of despair, and then we came to Project Mercy, which is where I'm at right now. I'm sitting in the garden. And Project Mercy is run by a couple named Marta and Demi, who are the most amazing people I've ever met. They are filled with more love than anyone else I've ever come across in my entire life. And they built this compound, and they're trying to teach people self-sustainability, that they can stand on their own 2 feet, and so you don't have to keep, that they can just make something of themselves. They can actually have a future here. And the kids I meet here are so amazing. They're so filled with love. And they take this statement of this is Africa, like TIA, in a totally different way. Like, yeah, that's Africa, and sometimes it's a little messed up and a little confusing. But that's the way that they do it here. And they're so positive and so filled with love. Like, you can't go anywhere here where there's not love. And the kids here wear the same clothes to school every single day. A lot of them don't have pencils, a lot of them don't have notebooks, but they're far better off than anywhere else. And at Creek we worry about our clothes so much. Like, what are you going to wear? How are you going to look? And it's just a big social status game with what car you drive and how you look. But here, no one cares because no one has anything. And it's more just about the person you are and where you're going in life that actually matters. And this compound is absolutely amazing. They've taken 1,500 kids and put them in school. And they're not learning basic things. I sat in a class that was identical to my AP government class today. They're learning physics and chemistry. They're the same kids that we are back at home, except that they need more help. They don't have enough pencils. The chalk is crap. Like, their chalkboard is a piece of plastic almost. They need help, and we can help them. We can give up a couple dollars a day and help them and buy them new uniforms so that they don't have to wear the same ratty, holy clothes, that they can actually have shoes on their feet instead of walking around this ground that has huge, giant boulders everywhere and cutting their feet. I mean, I see more stubbed toes here than anywhere else. And it's just a simple matter that we can do. Like, people don't have to have stubbed toenails. Like, we can help them with this. And it breaks my heart because I know I'm going to come back to Creek And it's a place where sometimes you feel like no one really cares, but we can change that. That if we all work together, the 4,000 students at Cherry Creek High School can help the 1,500 students at Project Mercy. And that we can try and end the separation of Africa and the United States, of the developed world and the underdeveloped world, and that you can bring them together, and that people don't have to be living in this massive amount of poverty. It's Thanksgiving today, and I've learned that the things I'm thankful for are really simple. I'm thankful for having an actually working toilet as opposed to a hole in the ground. I'm thankful to have a bed that's actually a clean bed and not just, a really ratty thing. We've seen both here. And it doesn't have to be like that. I mean, we can help them. And it's just a matter of being willing and accepting to do so. So you have the opportunity to do something and participate in Q4Kids. Buy a bracelet from the Hope Bracelet Foundation that'll help build another dormitory for these kids. Buy a necklace. I'm wearing one right now. Do you see this pretty necklace? This is an advertisement at its best. Someone in Ethiopia learned how to do this. They're actually making something of themselves. I know a lot of people in the United States feel that people in Africa don't actually do things for themselves, but they do. They work so much harder than anyone else. They just need a little extra help sometimes.